me say a warm welcome to one and all, wherever you're listening to us this morning via, of course, terrestrial radio K105. It could be in the northern part of the island, the southern part of the island, the west coast, the east coast. Let me take your time to wish you a lovely, lovely Tuesday. Yeah, October the 4th. Good morning. Let me say good morning to a lovely friend of mine. Let me say good morning. I'll just use her, what do you call it? What we say the nickname sort of thing. Let me say good morning to Pinky. Pinky, good morning. And happy birthday to you. Certainly hope you're having a great morning. I guess it's been a bit of a surprise. I just had to chip that in this morning. Anyway, let's continue. Let me say good morning to our viewers this morning. Those of you via, of course, GBN TV who are viewing via GBN TV. Good morning. How are you this morning? Well, it's your humble companion with you this morning, GT. I'll be around with you till it's 10 a.m. this morning. It's to the point. And let me say good morning to our viewers via our social media platforms, whether you are on the Facebook page. Good morning. Those of you viewing via our YouTube channel. I want to wish you folks a lovely, lovely day. And thanks for chiming in with us this morning and be part of To the Point for today. It's an open line segment today, which means you have the option of calling in, stating views, your concerns this morning. There probably something on your mind. You woke up with a particular issue in your mind this morning. You said, hey, I got to get this out to know. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, more or less. And I will certainly give you that option this morning to call in and express that here on To the Point for today. So, the number once again, 435-2041, 435-2041. It's To the Point here on K105 and GBN TV. So, folks, get up, get yourself all ready and moving. Those of you on the nation's roads, I urge you to take it. We had some showers a while ago, and I think it may have subsided already. Nothing of heavy nature per se, but suddenly take it easy while the roads are wet still, all right? Because you know what it could be like. So, 435-2041, and let me see if I can get chiming to my Facebook page this morning. Let me get on to that. So more or less, I will certainly be entertaining a lot of the, of course, the comments via this Facebook page this morning. Promise you that, folks. I will be chiming via the Facebook page and entertaining most of the comments there this morning. I've suddenly have it sorted out this morning. Most time it's a bit difficult to have it sorted out while I'm on air, but I've suddenly got it, of course, up and running this morning, so I'm ready for that. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's To the Point for today. It's an open line, which means you listeners and viewers out there, as I said, you probably woke up this morning and there's this little bit of issue that is pondering on your mind for a wee bit. You know, it could be of a concern to, and it may benefit the entire nation, because you've been thinking about it and you said probably no one has brought it up before, and you're thinking about it and you say, hey, let me bring it up this morning, and suddenly draw it to the attention of the entire nation. We certainly will, of course, take that in. Let me get my phone all cleared up. I think it was my bad. My phone was not cleared up. Sync is off and running right now. 435-2041. Let me say good morning to those of you in the diaspora out there who are viewing us this morning via the Facebook page. I want to thank you so much for being a part of it. No specific topic this morning. There's no guest with me this morning, so you know it's when it's an open line. There's no particular guest, so you have the option of chiming in. Yes, give us that call, 435-2041, and certainly I will entertain your phone call on this lovely, lovely, lovely Tuesday morning here on To the Point. Let's go to the phone line and take our very first caller for this morning. Caller, good morning and welcome.
GT, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm not too well because I'm not hearing what I usually hear in the morning on the radio. What is wrong with the station this morning? What is wrong? What is going on?
I'm certainly not sure what happened this morning. I didn't even tune in this morning, and I'm not sure what happened, so I can't give you details pertaining to it.
Well, something is happening. Something is happening. GBN said they're leading, but like they're going backward. This one, you can't hear anything on the radio, only music. Yes, the gospel songs are good because I love them all, like the word of God. I listen to them always. Then I look forward for every other thing that they hear, the news.
Okay. Our apology for that. Whatever happened, I'm not sure what happened. I didn't tune in this morning myself, so I couldn't give you details. So our apology for that.
Well, you apologize, but I'm not apologizing because I want the things that usually in morning
so
time.
you're not accepting my apology.
They're leading and they're not leading in the right way. Tell the people who are in lead of GBN, do it in the right way. They're not going right this one. They're not there at all. They're not in it. You say people not calling in because they're vexed.
All right, man. Have a good morning. All right. Auntie seemed to be a little bit upset this morning. Suddenly do understand that. All right. Good morning. Good morning once again to one and all, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to the point for today. Let's go back to the phone line. I think I'll be getting a meeting today. Good morning to you, callers. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you, sir.
I echo the sentiments of your first caller. And I do reckon, because I don't just criticize, I make recommendations and suggestions and give alternatives. I recommend to the shareholders and owners of the company GBN to seriously investigate, intervene into the management of GBN. It's been a total failure for the couple of years past, and it's now, well, I think it's at its lowest ever. But you see, is in addition to the failures of the station, it's an insult to the people of this here country that sits there waiting for information and programming, for their enlightenment, for their entertainment, for whatever. It has to be corrected now. Nonetheless, having said that, I would like to go to the meat of the matter, if you would permit me, sir.
Go right ahead.
Listen, in the parliament a couple days ago, I heard discussions amongst the members of the parliament, of the house, related to monies, consideration to be given to monies for the management, maintenance, operation of constituency offices. To say it a little fast, when I try to talk slow, I run a stumble. Listen, let me do it faster the way I'm accustomed to. This again is a blunder. And it was also said in the intervention by one of the members. It's an open door to corruption. They did it before and we can't continue. Let me explain something, and we have to get it straight. We have been bluffed over the years to making believe we have separation of powers in this country. That's the biggest farce. Section 58 of the so-called Constitution, this latrine pamphlet of an imperial order and council of the queens, now the king's most excellent majesty, is a bluff. You cannot have you cannot have the same people being legislators, I refer to lawmakers, parliamentarians, where the laws of the country are made and updated, doing the same job as an executive. It cannot be. You can never have democracy there. That's in the first instance. So we have to understand that when we elect people through our constituencies, we're not electing them as ministers of government. We're electing them as lawmakers. Their duty, the principal duty, is to make the laws of the country. Of course, they're being elected by their individual constituency, but what they have to do is organize with their constituents, seek the needs of the constituents through their organizations, and then submit proposals, etc., to the government, because the government is different to the legislature. And this is where we cannot continue to make this mistake. Let us demonstrate at least that we understand. If we believe in principle, and I underline this word.
Take another 10 seconds and wrap, Mr. Roller.
Yes, indeed, I'm coming down. I know that. If in principle we believe in separation of power, albeit not written into the so-called Constitution, we need to do that. We cannot have two governments. One government, and the ministries, etc., do the work to fulfill the needs of the constituent, while the people elected as legislators, lawmakers, do their job. There's more to be spoken about that afterwards, but there we go. Just a hint on what's coming. Thank you very much and have a nice day. William.
You too. Have a good day, sir. 435-2041, 435-2041, 10 minutes after 9 o'clock. It's to the point for today, Tuesday. We're taking your calls. It's an open line this morning, and you have the option of calling in and sharing your views and concern. 435-2041, and you can certainly call in. So do you understand, of course, how callers are feeling this morning? We're not hearing the usual, of course, programming this morning. And once again, I would like to take a time out to apologize for that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing okay. Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to take the... Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go right ahead, caller. You're live.
Oh. I want to take the opportunity to highlight something which many persons have been speaking about, and which we call on the authorities to do something about. We have a beautiful Lagoon Road in Lagoon Road, St. George's, and it is really an eyesore. The culture, the trend, sorry, not culture, that is developing. All these little, they start as little booths, then they expand and they expand. And we are being robbed of the beauty of the lagoon. You know, you travel with visitors and you would hear them, oh my, once we leave the airport, we so admire the lagoon, and it's being destroyed. So I don't know if it falls under the Ministry of Tourism. I don't know if it falls under the Tourism Authority, but it's in pure Grenada. It looks ugly. If you get to around the Tantine area as well, the booths opposite the port, they're expanding, some of them putting on verandas into the road. The traffic, it's horrible when big trucks are trying to exit the port and regular vehicles trying to move, and the frequent sale is not like stopping to pick up something at a little outlet anymore. They're getting bigger. Some of them are coming out into the road where cars should be parked. I also want to point out, relative to the same issue, you travel up to the Cherry Hill from the stadium. At the blind corner, there is the depot, and then little, what do you call it, sales point after sales point after sales point. Many of them occupied the blind corner. Well, what I say, you don't see the sea because there's rock and trees. No, there is a huge vendor going up where you straighten out that road and you should be wow at the sea. There is a huge shed going up all. No. The authorities need to take charge. And the other thing is, there are several other places in Grenada where people put up 4 bamboos, a piece of tarpaulin, and once their business is not lucrative again, they leave it and they go. Grenada is unsightly.
All right, Kola.
And we are calling on the Tourism Authority. We're calling on the Grenada Tourism Authority, the Grenada Board of Tourism, whatever they are, the Ministry of Tourism, and the relevant authority. Please take charge. We are not speaking against vending. We are not. But there must be law and order, and that needs to be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, caller. Of course, the appeal that you're suddenly making it's been echoed numerous times here of caller, and I know the authorities are thinking about it. And of course, I have actually spoken to someone in the authority about it, and told me something will be done. Something will be done sooner or later, and I hope it could be done very, very, very soon, because it's all a bit getting out of hand right now. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you? Good morning, caller. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning to you. I hope you give me a couple of minutes to make 2 very important points, please.
Go right ahead, caller.
Yeah. First of all, the last caller, she's right on the money. You know, sadly, I must say I was one of those who fought and got what we call the Lagoon Park established. We had to remove scrapyard, 2 junkyards. One to the north, that was Mr. Alan Lewis, where you have the seaport now. There were cars across the street, junks across the street, and you're driving between junk, right? Wrecked cars. And there was one at the right down to the marina down there where you had Mr. Franklin Ross, the scrapyard. And it was a deplorable situation. I personally was involved in getting the police to remove those 2 junkyards. And there was an Englishwoman called Miss Betsy Frisbee who pioneered this thing. We were able to get Glenn's Garage, Bryden and Miners, everyone to contribute towards, landscaping the area, planting trees. And we call it Lagoon Park. Today, look at what we have. This new government has I would say, inherited an ungovernable country. It is just chaotic. This is a shame. I mean, those of us who fought and got this thing out and found such a lovely, drive to come and have to put up with this now. It is sad. People have to make a livelihood, but there must be order. There must be decency. There must be respect for aesthetics. And this is very, very hurtful for someone as me who was involved in getting rid of that 25 years ago. The other thing is Mr. Rolo, what he said. I agree with a lot of what he's saying, but I applaud the new government. I applaud them because I have always said that we must have a separation. Some time ago, the former Prime Minister, because they had 15 love, they paid the parliamentarians the same as the ministers. They say all of us are one, so let's get a minister's salary. And I said that was wrong. The parliamentarians should be treated differently. I'm not saying they should get less or more, but they must be given a salary and a budget. Now, what would have happened if we had two ministers, two parliamentarians who were not part of the NNP? Would they be given the same minister's salary too? Or if one decided to cross the flow, would they continue to receive the minister's salary? No. So there must be a structure. The person has been chosen to represent the constituents, as hard as it may be, because I wasn't in support of what was happening before, but the same people have to benefit now. Let them benefit. There must be a structure with a salary and resources based on the size of the constituency and the work to be done, so these representatives can deliver services for those who elected them. The government, the ruling party, will have to find other means through its own office and through the ministries to try to get support and win over these people. But those who they have been elected must be given a chance to provide the services necessary for the people who elected them. Thank you very much for allowing me to make those two.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. We drew for a first break in this segment. Let's take that break. We're coming back with more of your phone calls and your comments and concerns on To The Point this morning. We're coming right back after the first break. Let's take this break.
Jingle coming soon to all GBN platforms.
Don't miss the new season of Interesting Grenadians on GBN TV and social media platforms from Wednesday, October 12th at 8 p.m. and every Wednesday until November 9th, featuring the Anya Chow Chung story, the Richard Duncan story, and lots more. It's Interesting Grenadians, celebrating our interesting and outstanding Grenadians at home and abroad. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on GBN, beginning October 12th. You won't want to miss it.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one little ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Vaccines protect you and they protect me. Getting vaccinated is one of the most important things you can do to keep yourself and your family safe and healthy. Once enough people are immunized, opportunities for an outbreak of disease becomes very low. And if we all choose to get vaccinated, we contribute in getting back to spending quality time with our loved ones in a safe way. Choose to get vaccinated. Vaccines bring us closer.
Welcome back to our listeners and viewers this morning to The Point for today, Tuesday, the 4th of October. We taking your calls live this morning. Share your views and concerns. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number you can certainly call to be part of To The Point for today. Let's go back to the phone line. Say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Hello, good morning, Mr. GT.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Just to talk about the last two callers that called there. I've been listening to them, and yes, they did express some concern. You know, the lady before, she made a statement, and the man made a statement that really bothers me.
Pertaining to?
The lady said that Grenada is a deplorable country, right? And then the man said that Grenada, the government has got an ungovernable country, right? I mean, I understand your zealousness and your love for the country, but when we come out publicly and make these kind of statements, you make Grenada sound like if Grenada is one of the worst countries in the world. You know what I mean? Grenada is one of the countries in the world that people feel the most safe to come in. When I speak to tourists, and people who travel to Grenada and think, come in here, people are glad to be in Grenada. You know, when you hear people coming on the radio station and saying that Grenada is a deplorable country and Grenada is an ungovernable country, you make Grenada sound like if Grenada is one of the worst countries in the world. There are places in the world that people cannot walk in peace. When you look at our neighbor 45 minutes down in the sea, Trinidad, there are people who dying every day from killings. You know what I mean? So please, you know, I just trying to implore these people and them who call on the radio every day and trying to make Grenada seem like if it's the worst country in the world. You know, express your disgust, but please, don't make Grenada seem like if it's the worst place, man.
Point taken, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah, man.
All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's a number you can certainly use to be part of To The Point for today, folks. Your calls are welcome pertaining to issues and your concerns. Let's take another caller, see what this caller contribution is this morning. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Yes, good morning. I'm very well. How are you?
Doing good.
I hope you're enjoying the best. It seems as though we're going to have some showers again today. And what I'm calling to say is to commend the new government for the way they have been governing since the 24th of June 2022.
Okay.
I find too many of people are laid back and not commending because we've seen, as the Prime Minister indicates, a transformational agenda is being embarked upon. When I take one instance, I live in St. Andrew Southwest constituency. There is the Bellevue estate, which is supposed to be owned by the government. I think it is said that the past administration has leased it or rented it to some Trinidadian company. Imagine agriculture in Grenada. Nothing is happening on that estate. And so I think the new government must know, I think they're taking long to go on for we to take back our estate. Imagine, you're talking about food security. Look what is happening in Ukraine. And the government estate is abandoned there. Nothing is happening. Another thing I want to address, and I had addressed it years ago, is that main road, the main road Subiz-Dumaki. The bridge in Monksili, just before you enter Maki. There's a problem there. Yes, that problem is there. And I want this new government to at least put a mark there to show that things have changed. It is not business as usual. That road is an accident waiting to happen.
All right.
And even what the caller said, the former leader of the government, the opposition, he said he was going to make the country ungovernable. So when the callers say that, they're saying what he had said before. So let us know, do the things that we're going to put this country on the right path and move forward. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you for your contribution this morning. Call 435-2041, 435-2041. Good morning once again to all who are listening and viewing this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, boss. How are you?
Doing good.
Your song that is for you. My point I want to make pertain to the homes they put in this country. I find we going out to hand with that home, and I could be wrong. Could I ask you a simple question?
You're saying there are too many hums?
Yeah. Could I ask you a simple question?
You would like to ask me a question?
Yeah.
Go right ahead. Hope I
From
know the answer.
Point Selling Airport to the heart of St. George.
Yeah.
How much hums are there? There's any hum there?
If there's any hums between the Point Selene's airport and the tongue of St. George.
Yeah.
If there are any hums. I can't say for say. I have never really checked or paid attention to it per se, but I don't think there's much per se, or if there's any at all.
There's none at all.
There's none at all.
All right. From Woburn to Grenville, St. Davis, you could check the amount of hums you have there. And from Point Selling to Tongue, comparing to Grenville side to St. Davis, how much accident you have on Grand side compared to St. Davis? Plenty accident with no hum. From Grand side, no homes, less accident. St. Davis side, much more accident with the amount of hums.
So you're saying the humps are creating the accidents, in your opinion?
Because no, not exactly. The point I'm making is because of the police present on the Grand side, you have less accident. Drivers pay more attention to the road.
Getting your point. So you saying there should be more police presence on that side of the island, more or less.
Not that side, throughout the country.
Throughout the entire country, okay.
Let it put up speed limit signs through the country. Let drivers know. Drivers supposed to have discipline to know when they're in a 30-mile zone, a 40-mile zone, a 10-mile zone. Drivers should have discipline. Don't let a few stupid drivers, that's my common language, spoil the country by making them put on. So they try to me, where they put on, back to drive slow, and when they do put on, back to drive fast. But the ambulance and other emergency vehicles are negatively affected by them homes they put in the country.
But caller, you just made a key point there. You said drivers should know, but do they even pay attention to that?
But then because of the lapse of the police presence and everything, and they do know what they want to do. But so if they put speed limit signs through the country, and we have enough wardens, we could employ more wardens, give them equipment, give them transportation, give them the speed guns, which we call the radars.
All right.
You give them thing and then you catch them violators. You put points on the license, you charge them and you put points on the license. If they catch you accumulate certain amount of points and they take your license for 6 months, your friend would want to have to happen to me to drive with caution. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're certainly right, caller, and point taken. Thanks for your contribution this morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Great contribution there, caller. I certainly hope that the authorities will look into that. I think it probably could make a difference. You know, sometimes police being there and not different individuals want to do what they want to do, will do it. Because folks, things have suddenly deteriorated to a point where most drivers, could care less, which is not a good thing for them to do. And let's go back to the the phone line. Accept this call. I'm gonna get into some of the comments via the Facebook page after this caller. Caller, good morning, and how are you? Welcome.
Oh yes, good morning, and not too bad. And how are you today?
Doing well, sir.
All right. Now, let's see what is happening in the city. What is happening in terms of the cluster and the vending situation has to do with to some extent, our managerial competence, right? But you must understand that the city is a center of commerce, and every parish is gravitating to there. So that will happen. Now, in order to solve that problem, we'll have to concentrate on urbanizing. If we fail to urbanize, to spread out the city, that will continue to happen. And if you could attempt to enforce it too rigidly, it's going to end up in social unrest. It's something that is serious. It has to be tackled and tackled urgently, but focus should be on urbanizing the country.
All right.
You have to spread it out.
Thank you, caller, for your contribution.
Thank you.
All right. Let me grab some of the comments this morning inside this segment. I'll take 5 minutes or so, and of course, throw out some of the comments have been made by the Facebook page. I've been, of course, told that I don't mention most of the comments that are thrown out from the Facebook comment section this morning. Let me get into this one from Ernesto. I want to congratulate Theme NDC on the first 100 days in office and the many achievements that that was made within those days. I think the government is on the right path, and we as citizens should put our support behind them. Also, the achievements made in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, well, PM, I assume it's Petit Martinique, by the Honorable Tevin Andrew. and the move for consultations towards local government for the Sister Isle. Once again, let's keep praying for the success of the administration. Let me see, of course, comment I should throw this morning. And we have Andrea saying this one. Correct. More traffic police on the roads with those these road sticks per se. Give tickets for speeding and make some money for the treasury per se. And we have another comment here saying that they are putting the humps they're putting humps there because of the accidents, not saying they're right or wrong. Let me see if there's any other comment I would like to throw out this morning that is necessary to throw out at this time. All right, so let's move on back to the phone line. Not much other comments that I can take. Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
I'm good, very good, and I hope you are good also.
I'm doing okay.
No, you're
okay.
Good.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I joined the program late, but there's something I heard, and I just want to add a little thing to it. One, we need to ask ourselves the question: are we satisfied with how things have been going for the longest while? And whether we like it or not, the fact remains that we have been going downwards rather than upward in every sense of the word, whether it's in the education field, in the cultural field, in the everything else. And we have to ask ourselves why. One of the reasons is the breakdown of institutions. And this has happened through bad governance. So the most important thing, as I think the Singaporean philosophy was, if you have a problem, to admit the problem and move forward to solve the problem. And this is what we need to do, not whether that is strong good in the international community. We have to be honest. And we have seen countries that have decided, okay, we had a bad past, we had a wrong, let us correct it. For instance, South Africa, in trying to come forward, after apartheid, say, let's have a truth and reconciliation in Sierra Leone. People chop out people's hand and foot and so on. And they say, okay, let's have a truth and reconciliation. So let's talk, let's bring the thing in the open. We have done, bad things to one another. We don't want to do those things here. We want to just push things under the carpet and pretend, nice. I remember foreigners telling me years ago the extent of crime in Grandlands area. And you never heard it on the radio. So when I asked, in the media, why, it was that you didn't want to affect tourism. So it was underreported. So we have to either, not saying that we should, get in the just reporting crime and that kind of thing, but if something is not working or is affecting, why are we afraid to attend it? And for instance,
take another 10 seconds and wrap up, caller, because we're due for a break.
For instance, in terms of the community. Hardly any communities working in this country, and I would really hope that the government will move quickly to help us restore sense of community, especially if we face the existential threat of climate change. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's take a break. We're coming back with more of your calls here on To The Point. We're coming right back.
You're already...
Back with you in the morning time. It's K105 GBN TV. Let me say good morning once again to our social media audience out there. Thanks for being part of To The Point. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Not doing bad. Not bad at all.
Okay, brother. Keep it up. Listen, a little observation I made last night. I do need somebody in the Ministry of Work could look into it. I don't think we want to have a next situation in the town of St. George like the Molineux project. So those in the Ministry of Works who is responsible for doing the observations, that road that link Lucas Street to the lane.
The road that links Lucas Street to Lotus Lane?
Right. So, there's a mini roundabout.
Yes, I think it's
right. So you leave from Lucas Street and you're going across it. They need to look into that road.
That road been deteriorating for a long time. No, you're correct.
That road is getting worse. It's like, sloping down a hill. So they need to look into that. Just in case we get a lot of rain, we don't know what the soil texture on that day is. Next thing you know, that whole road cut away and then we back to something similar like Molineux. So somebody in the Ministry of Works need to look at that. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. You are correct about that. Let's go back to the comment section of the WhatsApp, of course, comment section this morning. And we have some comments there saying, we have Ernesto once again. I think the speed cameras will be a plus also. If that could be implemented, that certainly could help with the speeding. Also, I'm seeing... What's the charge for speeding in Grenada? I'm sure maybe someone who may have gotten a ticket one of these days for speeding. I have never gotten a ticket for speeding, so if you have gotten a ticket for speeding, you probably could let us know. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. So I am calling in connection with vending, and I would like to suggest to those in authority that they have moved the agricultural vendors to the stadium. I would like to suggest that no other vending for agriculture purposes should be done on the sidewalk because it's twofold. One is unsightly, and two, it's disadvantage to the persons over in the stadium. That's my first contribution. My second contribution, I'm looking at the wardens, and I'm wondering if it is something the government would like to consider to have the wardens as a first tier to the police, where they will train them up and they can now be wardens at one stage, trained at another level, and be whatever the first rank in the police can be, instead of them looking for new recruits every so often. Those are my two contributions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution, caller. A lot of sense and value on there. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's a number you can simply call to be part of To The Point for today. 22 minutes on the upswing before the top 10. Don't forget, To The Point wraps up at the top 10 this morning. Let's go back to the phone line, see what contribution this caller has to throw out this morning. Good morning to you, caller. Caller, good morning. Good morning, caller. How are you? I guess that caller is not ready for us as yet. 435-2041. I guess you can hear me clearly on the telephone and not try to listen to me on alternative devices. You could certainly hear me clearly on the telephone. 435-2041. Let's take a peek at some of the comments via the Facebook. Don't forget you can also send me comments via the WhatsApp number also. And let's take a peek at the WhatsApp. Of course, this one, let's see. And this individual is saying, I am begging that you ask people to stop littering around the Dunfermline River. And in the, is it the Bogalong area? I hope I'm right. I hope I didn't, of course, butcher that area, that word there. Is it the Bogalong area, per se? She's asking, that's, of course, individual is asking for that. Also, someone is saying that, NEC start wrong, of course, taking a raise of pay before they start to work and cutting all. That individual is saying that. Small people, small people from eating food? I'm not sure where the direction this individual is, of course, driving their comments. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, GT, I have to honor say something here.
Go right ahead.
I mean, you are the host of the show, and you have to take control of the show and the people and the things they're saying. You know, I noticed Mr. Rollo always calling the Prime Minister and the Minister the so-called people and the so-called this. You know, that going way above. So you have to tell them, no, you can't say that. And yesterday on the show, one call and he's saying tell the man on the show with you, he think it's too good for Grenada. You know, these people calling and trying to make themselves look good and make themselves sound good, and then realize they're destroying their country with the things they're saying. You know.
All right, Gola, thank you.
Look at Marita's call, and she will say, like they don't refuse to give the people the name they're supposed to get. You know, and that going all over, man. You have to have some control with it and tell them you didn't like when they say that.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. I think someone is trying to call via the WhatsApp, but it's impossible for me to accept WhatsApp calls on air. All right, so caller, apology for that. You may have to send a message via the WhatsApp or voice note via the WhatsApp, but I was not able to accept calls from WhatsApp. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I don't normally like to respond, but language.
Could you have the radio, caller? Could you have the radio lowered, please, in the background?
Yeah.
All right, caller, you may have to have the radio lowered, and then you can get back to me. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go back to the comment section of the WhatsApp this morning. Let me see who's making a comment this morning. Some of the comments that have been made is sometimes it's not necessary for me to say them on air. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Kenneth.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm doing fine, then. Last night, I barely caught up a little piece up to the point. Sorry, not to the point.
Beyond the headlines.
Beyond the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get what I couldn't remember the numbers to call. Now, they spoke a lot about climate change. I've always been hearing about this climate change. What changed the climate? And last night, I heard a few things. One, they talk about the Amazon and they cutting down trees. They mention a prime minister of Chile or whichever country was bent on destroying the Amazon. And not only are we cutting down trees and we're talking about development, but we are destroying ourselves. God created the world. He placed trees. He placed things like he placed this ice cap in Antarctica. He placed the Amazon with all the big forests and trees. And when we as human beings destroy these things, we are not thinking that we are destroying ourselves. Now, the Word of God tells us that man shall bring upon himself his own destruction. And that's what we are doing. You see, there are a lot of people who in high places that are godless. They say we evolved. The world wasn't created by a creator. We evolved. So they take on the account and they do all kinds of things to see and find out what is there. And they still would not acknowledge that there is a God. So they're doing all kinds of things, and what they are doing is what is destroying us. Mm-hmm. So they have to look. You see, the technology is convenient, it's everything nice, but you see this heat wave and places just blazing of fire. This technology that they are depleting certain things that God has placed in the atmosphere. They are taking it out. They are prying into many things that are destructive.
Take another 10 seconds, caller, and wrap up, please.
No, you cannot smell the technology. You can see it, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it. And that is what we are not seeing, and that is what is destroying us. That is what is causing the climate to change. But God knows what He created.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. Let's take some comments from the Facebook page this morning. And this individual, that's Rhonda, she's saying wardens should be working in villages, and of course, they should be seen helping their kids and other things. I guess this individual is talking in a bit of a dialect way there, but nevertheless. And the other person say, wardens should be around, let me see if we get that. Places like schools, elderly places, pedestrians, and stuff like that. I'm assuming that's the direction this individual is trying to go at. Let's go back to the... Lost that caller there. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Should I say, many could criticize, but few can do better. Criticism has positive and negative things about it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we always have program, and people, or many of us, are making suggestions. Now, do we have any person or persons taking some of them suggestions I would say that maybe people will have to analyze the suggestion, and then if you are a person who would likely to take down the suggestion, you would have to really sift them and take the good ones. So in future, I would like possibly have people taking the suggestion and then putting it forward to maybe the authorities so that they could consider some of them. Because some of us, I wanted to say the people, are making good suggestions, but they are falling on barren grounds. So that's what I have to say this morning.
Thank you for your contribution, caller.
That people analyze what other people are saying before they comment on what they have said, because a lot of us, we don't have the kind of understanding that we believe to have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much also, caller, for your contribution. 15 minutes moving up before the top of the hour. Let's take another caller before we take our final break inside of this segment. 435-2041, 435-2041. And we probably should take that break before we entertain another caller. We're coming right back after the break inside of the final segment of To The Point for today.
Don't miss the new season of Interesting Grenadians on GBN TV and social media platforms from Wednesday, October 12th at 8 p.m. and every Wednesday until November 9th, featuring the Anya Chow Chung story, the Richard Duncan story, and lots more. It's Interesting Grenadians, celebrating our interesting and outstanding Grenadians at home and abroad. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on GBN, beginning October 12th. You won't want to miss it.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming,
Welcome back to The Point for today, Tuesday, the 4th day of October 2022. It's an open line segment today, folks. Let's go back to the phone line and see what this caller has to offer this morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, caller. How are you?
Good. I'm just calling concerning the Pong Road buses.
Could you repeat that, caller? You said
those buses who call themselves Pong Road.
Pong Road. Interesting.
Yes, especially the Woburn buses. Sometimes, most times we sit in the bus so long, and these conductors from the buses coming on the loading area, the bay, and take out the people from the bus. And we have to sit there so long.
They come on the buses and take the people off the buses. I'm trying to get the direction you're going at, caller.
They come in there, that's the conductors. And we sit there, some majority of the people go with them. And most time when you pass into, you see them all in the back of the Andal building. All the Pong Road bus from Woburn will line up there, and they take the people, go over there, fill the buses, and we have to take so long. I am asking the authorities to do something about that.
Okay,
so that we will have a faster movement in the bus terminal. Because it seems like you have two bus terminals, one for the Pong Road and one for the ordinary bus. Please Let's do something.
Thank you, caller, for your contribution this morning. Certainly, I'm trying to guess where the caller is going at, and I think I'm getting, of course, from what she's saying, that there are buses who they consider themselves Pong Road, which means they don't stay in the terminal. They just come drop off and move, and there are those who stay. So she said maybe there should be two terminals for that, where one terminal could be for the buses that as she mentioned, Pong the road, and those who probably stay and gather there. Of course, the passengers will say, well, I think I'm gasping that. So there's some other things she said was a little bit inaudible, but I think I got the majority of what she's trying to say. Let's go back to our Facebook page this morning. Let's take a peek at some of the comments via the Facebook page this morning. And we saw that people from the departments of finance having the pockets of consultation on the upcoming budget. When I looked at the turnout, it was very poorly attended. Plus, the viewers online was just nearly 200 or so. I am urging the people to please attend those forums. And it is very, let me I've lost it there a bit. To attend those forums, it is very important to bring your suggestions and to be part of the allocation of funds that different ministries may receive. And the plans, the PM continue with the town hall meeting as what gets your elected with the vision you had. Of course, hope I'm right about that. I didn't butcher your comment too much. And let's take another peek at some of the I think it's my bad in terms of having my phone offline there. Let's take another peek at some of the comments once again. Some of the other comments, I don't think they are, of course, are comments that is just open comments individuals are making, not anything that I should throw out on air. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to this caller. Caller, good morning. And how are you?
I beg your humble indulgences for 30 seconds.
Go right ahead, sir.
A caller just referred to the quote-unquote mess that is taking place in the bus terminals, however you choose to call it. And I just like to throw this out to the authority. We've been confused for years with 4 words, all beginning in T. One is traffic. We have to define that. The second is transit. The third, transport, and 4, transportation. Therefore, interrelated, yes, because it deals with people, infrastructure, like roads and so, and vehicles, the conveyors, but they're not the same. And we need to sit in this country and seriously talk about these 4 things, put them in the proper place, hire and train people to handle them before this thing gets to a block, because the concentration of vehicles on this road, on the roads of our country is heading to deadlock. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. And we have Ernesto once again throwing a lot of comments this morning, and want to say congratulations to the senior soccer team on their victory over SVG 5-1. Congratulations to Team Grenada. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning,
Good morning, caller. Seem the caller is not ready there yet. 435-2041. Callers, don't forget, you could hear me clearly, very clearly via the phone line. So no need to, of course, listen to me via the radio or even the television. You're probably going to get a delayed broadcast there. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, my darling. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Everything is all right. How are you doing?
I doing fine.
All right.
I doing fine. You see that last caller that called you there?
Yes.
You must put up some respect. You do have respect. You don't have respect at all.
Let us not go back and forth with the debate of our callers this morning.
Yes,
please.
Let us not. But you must have respect.
All right, caller. Let's just wrap this up this morning. I think it's unnecessary to go that particular direction this morning. It's totally unnecessary. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
Not bad.
I was surprised over the weekend in that bingo. I was really surprised at the crowd.
You want the car, Ed?
Yeah?
You want a car too, man?
No, I wouldn't play bingo with a car because see, car is a bad investment. I don't like making bad investments.
I was just playing around with you, man. No problem.
Yeah, car is a liability, and sometimes trying to invest in a liability when you eat up all your money. I don't understand how Grenadians can see that, but for me, they like to run on the road and close their eyes, you know. But the point I'm trying to make, my boy, is in Granville. That walk I did in Granville is a really, really nice walk on the sidewalk. I mean, it's some people criticize it, but to me, it lifts the tongue. And I'm hoping that they will come back and pave the road and maybe lift it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So you can, it can be as smooth as ever, you know. Finish the job properly.
All right.
To me, it lifts the tongue. Mm-hmm. And to me, I think it's even looking better than St. George's.
All right.
For real. I mean, it's just a splendid job. So hats off to the guys that did that work, you know.
All right,
good job. Have a nice day, brother.
You too, man. Thanks for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's take another caller and see what they have to contribute this morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Gigi. Thanks for having me on the line.
Go right ahead.
What I want to say is that, the Northern Ireland that belongs to Grenada stranded with fuel like diesel and gasoline, but they are not suffering. So they're who in charge try their best, to make the people happy. So back to you in St. George's.
All right, caller. I was trying to decipher where the caller is going at with his comment there this morning. I was trying to decipher that. I was a bit of a loss. So maybe someone else probably heard what he said clearly. I was a bit of a loss in that. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number to be part of To The Point. It is open line day today. Good morning, caller, and welcome.
Hello, morning. I called a while ago concerning the buses.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say we need a next bus terminal.
Okay.
I said the operating.
Like if they have a different bus terminal.
Own bus terminal.
Okay, get your point.
And that is behind the under car park.
Mm-hmm.
All of them will park up there loaded.
Right.
Let the police do something about that, please.
Thank you so much, caller, for the clarification there. Thank you so much there. All right, I think I get a point, but I don't think that is legal for them to do that. I think buses supposed to be picking up and dropping off only at the bus terminal. But once again, it's typical Grenada. Everyone seems to always want to do their own thing, and it gets to a point where it deteriorates so much that it's unable to be fixed at times. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, how are you?
Doing okay.
All right. Just got back in the vehicle and I wanted to make a comment regarding the Lagoon Carney James Boulevard Mang. I'm not sure which name you know of. If you know the Mang, you've been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The talk about the unsightliness of it, I'm not going to use the other words, the unsightliness of it, but if we remember carefully, the piece from by where we used to call the Ballast Ground all the way back to Gleans Road, as I know it, I know that was sold to the De Savary people, who then sold to Kemper Nicholson, which is now Port Louis Marina. So really and truly, that's not under government control any longer. That's a private entity that owns that piece of land. And I don't think we have any determination of what that private person does on their land. However, the other piece that goes from the same Lagoon Road back to GYS, I believe that section is a prime place for us to develop into a park. Mm-hmm. But that will take some serious investments to do that, because you will have to put a defense wall to stop the sea from encroaching any further, and then develop behind of it. And I think that would be an excellent park for families on a Sunday afternoon. Vendors with like ice creams, crafts, and all of those things can be really and truly developed into something beautiful. But the other half, since we sold it, I'm saying we because it was government who sold it, and I'm part of the government, we sold it to a private developer. What he chooses to do or not to do is going to be really and truly up to them. Mm-hmm. And I do believe, and like I say, I see a lot of these things happening that we need to put some type of control. If you go back to the Port Highway along that section there, look at the number of things that just popped up there and expanded and expanded and expanded. Yeah? Who's in control of that? Yeah, even the trucks being parked along there. Why the trucks need to be parked along there? If I hire you to do a job at the port, you come, do the job, and go. Why do they have to stay there all night, all weekend, and all those other times?
Get your point, caller. Suddenly get the point where you know the direction per se that you're going at. Thank you so much.
Right. Have a good day.
You too. 435-2041. We still have time to maybe take one or two more calls this morning here on To The Point. And of course, taking time to thank all of you who have contributed to the program this morning. Certainly fruitful conversation this morning in terms of what individual had to say. And I think it's gotten to that point. It's straight up 10 a.m. I think it's gotten to that point where we'll say goodbye for today's program. I want to thank all who have contributed once again to come some way or another, whether it's by the comments via the Facebook comment section, those of you who are called in, those of you who, of course, sent you your comment via the WhatsApp. I want to thank all who participated this morning, and certainly hope that most of your comments didn't go on a deaf ear. There's someone in authority who probably sit down and listening, and will, of course, make some investigation into some of the comments that were made and see if we could have the problems that you individuals over there, as Grenadians as a whole, could have those problems rectified. I want to thank all once again. Have yourself a good day, one and all, and thanks for being part of To The Point for today. Have a blessed day, one and all. I'm out.